Welcome viewers, this is Windshare. Hope you enjoyed that very short opening. Couple of good clips, I'm not going to call it a montage, but just a couple good quick clips, try to get you warmed up into the Battlefield feel. Welcome back again. It's been a long drought with me in the channel, guys. You know, like I said, it's time permitting with me. What I've decided to do, I obviously want to get back into Battlefield because it's a game I'm still enjoying quite a bit. Despite the criticism and despite a lot of the inattention you're seeing out there with the PC players and community just kind of turn their backs on this and going on to a player unknown Battlegrounds PS2 level graphics, if you ask me. I'm really enjoying Battlefield again. It's one of these games I really can't put my finger on it, but what I'm going to try to do in the gameplays here to come in terms of my upload schedule is I'm going to reduce in terms of my editing work level, and I'll give you more of kind of I would say raw gameplays, but just more complete gameplays. In other words, I'll just be uploading more like a one complete round, and maybe cutting out a few clips here and there, and then just offering a little bit of commentary. I know some of you have asked about my survivability series to bring that back, but I'm still contemplating that. But I think these gameplays in whole will kind of showcase as a whole what my style of gameplay, and in the commentation I won't exactly break it down like I did. It's a lot of editing work to do those survivability videos in the past, but I think if you watch these gameplays and you see how I position myself, where I spawn, what loadout I'm using, and you can kind of see how I approach the battlefield in a tactical mindset, and frankly PTFO, you'll kind of see where I'm coming from, and maybe that'll help enhance some of your gameplay out there. Because honestly, there's some really bad players out there, and I feel like there's not many people out there that are trying to help people improve their gameplay. That's one of the things I've always kind of done since Battlefield 3. So that's where I want to go in my uploads to come. You're not going to be seeing any more Elite Dangerous or anything like that. This game still I love to play. I like to vary my gameplay a little bit. Like, so all of us have lives outside of gaming. This is something I like to do on the side. But I am trying to get more gameplays out there for you. I got a lot of content. I mean, I've got just dozens of gigabytes of unloaded content, unuploaded content, that is. I really feel like is pretty good, and I should get some of it out there. So this is one of those gameplays. This is a newer gameplay. I just had this a couple days ago, playing with my buddy Righty here. Pretty much the only guy I game with here on Battlefield. But again, PlayStation 4 gameplay like always. And this loadout, guys, I've made a review of this gun. I deem this the best weapon in Battlefield 4, and yet people don't seem to understand it. And guys, don't ever think I'm trying to brag in my videos. That's not what I do. I'm just trying to get a message across that I am routinely on top of the leaderboards. I always play 64-player Conquest, so that's a lot of players that are in competition. Depending on how they're getting their scores, whether it's with vehicles, whatever. I'm always boots on the ground support player. And I routinely, I'm not saying always, but I frequently top the leaderboard and obtain MVP status with this loadout. And again, guys, support, very effective class, and this weapon in particular, the Benet Mercier, and as you see, I like the telescopic variant. As I've said before, this weapon's a laser beam, and pretty much any gameplay you see that I'll be uploading, or a majority of them, will be with this weapon and loadout. And I hate to... This is something I've had to acclimate myself with Battlefield 1, is kind of the lack of weapon variety. And I've always kind of really enjoyed just diversifying my loadouts in my other Battlefield experiences. But Battlefield 1, I've had to adapt to... not that I can only play with one loadout, but I'm by far the most effective and familiar with this gun. It's a weapon I've never known a weapon on this level in any Battlefield game like I do this game. I have nearly 8,000 kills with this weapon, 80 service stars. I know I'm in the top 5 probably worldwide with this gun. It's a gun that is only 23 damage model weapon, and frankly it shares a lot of the damage models of the other LMG type weapons, but where it sets itself apart is its accuracy. Call it the noob gun. I do. It has no recoil whatsoever, and actually this weapon gets more accurate the longer you sustain fire, so you don't want to burst fire this gun. See, a lot of people want to just tap it, and your highest recoil with this gun's on the first shot. After that, your shot multiplier reduces significantly. So with this weapon and a bipod, and this very modest, the lowest modest zoom scope magnification you can get, 2.5 magnification, just a very subtle amount. It works for me, and you'll see me position myself here. I'll deploy the bipod, and I just have this laser beam. What is this guy doing right here? Laser beam accuracy that allows me to drop people, and I counter snipers all day long with this gun. And I think it's really allows you a versatility unlike any other loadout in the game, anywhere. You know, where it's weakest, this is going to be a close range, but you have a sidearm for that. And this gun, even with its measly 450 round per minute fire rate, it still can hold its own in close quarters combat because of its headshot capability. If you didn't know, LMGs have a little higher damage output when you land headshots compared to other weapons. So even though you're kind of wholly outmatched in terms of your damage per second or whatever close range, if you're accurate and you keep headshots in close range, you can still put guys down. And you can see me positioning. This is why I wanted to upload this gameplay. I've never played this map before where you've had such an intensive fight here over this position. This this echo position right here. Yeah, normally it's between C and D, but this was a unique gameplay. And we kind of had most of the flags captured, and even though it was kind of it was definitely a one-sided battle, it still was a very good battle, and this was a very enjoyable gameplay for me. I was really intensely in this gameplay. My buddy Righty could probably attest to my cursing during this gameplay, which thankfully I'm not sharing with you guys. But look at these guys pushing up here. I mean, I know when to pull back. I know when I got 3 guys pushing up on me that it's time to pull back, reassess, take cover. But again, these are one of those gameplays where your heart's just pumping. You know, there's explosions going around. You're looking at the mini-map, watching guys flank. You're pulling out your sidearm. You know, you're using tactical mentality to your advantage and just trying to play as smartly as you can while avoiding the inevitable spam that will come your direction sometimes in this game, where it's the behemoth or these damn airplanes that just keep destroying the battlefield. The gameplay, I think after this, or a couple games after this, we came across a guy with 100 service stars in the airplane. Really? And by the way, these turrets now, I don't know if this is a bug or what, maybe you guys can elaborate, but once these get destroyed, you cannot repair them. Righty and I both on St. Quentin's map, you know, these airplanes with the 100 service star guy was just going 32-0, and he was just farming kills off of these AA turrets, and anybody got near him. We kept going over there trying to repair it, and we pull out our repair tool, and you literally could not repair or rep the turret. It was destroyed beyond even repair, which was something I was not aware of. So these airplanes were just running unchecked. And again, that's one of the things about this game that's really aggravated me, is the aerial, the aircraft in the air. They can just run unchallenged, especially with good players. And that's why you see me too with this loadout, is I'll pull out this gun and I'll bipod up, and I put rounds on these things. These guys piss me off. Right there, just did 11 damage. I'm gonna reload again. I got the bipod out now, shooting this guy across the map. There's another 10 or so damage. I mean, it adds up. The points add up, and if you're enough clips, you'll eventually kill either the pilot. I've sniped guys out of their seats. I've disabled the airplane, and on occasion I can actually take out the airplane. It has enough damage. But as you can see here, I've basically caused enough annoyance with this bomber that he's gonna go out and crash or get out of the battlefield or something. So they're bailing out, and then the nuisance is gone, the threat's eliminated. So it's again another tactic I just don't see many people employing, but it's something you can do as a support player with the right weapon and take out those airplanes that are just literally invincible on the battlefield. But again, look at those range shots. I gotta be smart about snipers. They will take me out, particularly when I bipod up. I can't be careless about just throwing out the bipod and against a sniper, because more often than not they're gonna pull the headshot off of me. But I can spot him. I call it out to my buddy Righty. He's a good sniper. He ends up taking care of that guy. Again, I'm not gonna engage a sniper if I have a sniper in my squad that can do a better job than I can. For some reason here, man, this is unusual. It's not unlike, it's a little uncommon for me to put that many bullets on a guy and not drop him. It seemed like my aim was a little bit off, or I hate this map whenever this rain shower comes in. It kind of messes with my visual acuity. I just don't feel like I can see targets as well. This guy's lagging a little bit, so This is a little frustrating here. I normally don't need that many bullets to kill guys. And one tactic I always do with this gun, you'll probably observe it in the gameplay if you're observant, is that I seldom try to ever get the long reload in this gun. Unless it's an absolute last resort or I'm just completely careless like I am here. I really try to avoid that long reload. This gun has an incredibly fast reload as long as I leave one clip in the magazine, or one round in the chamber, that is. So really try to at least always leave yourself one bullet, because it's literally double the length of reload time. And look at these guys, just pushing up just non-stop all the time. I'm always trying to spot what I can, get some fire on people even though I know I won't get the kill. At these ranges, this is where LMGs shine. Just get suppressive fire out there, getting damage on enemies so they get cleaned up. You can get the spot bonuses, you can get the kill assists right there. This is how you rack up points. You don't have to get all the kills. I mean, don't think you need to be greedy like that. It's about positioning yourself, supporting your team, identifying the threats, putting fire downrange, moving up, pushing up in this objective. And here, you're going to see me go ham with the pistol here in a moment. I think I dropped 7 guys right here with the 1911. Pretty unusual for me. But again, one of these kind of Rambo moments where you're getting aggressive, you're positioning yourself, you try to catch the enemy off guard, catching them at their flanks. There's 3 right there. Look at that feed. Oh, the 1911 feed. Thrown out. I still use gas. Call me a noob if you want, but I think it's a great tool for funneling enemies, suppressing a wide range of area, or locking down a certain area. Here's another guy charging up. I mean, just again, using cover to your advantage, maintaining situational awareness, watching the guy behind me, put him down. Again, watching multiple enemies on positions all around me. Again, just keeping your wits about you, try and keep your cool, and putting yourself in a position where you think you're going to win. And now, normally I would think I would win that engagement, but since it was a Hellriegel, I forfeit all concerns. I absolutely hate that gun. It's literally the most frustrating weapon I've ever come across in a Battlefield franchise. You know, to those of you that use it, I don't see why you don't, but I've never been one of those players that likes to use what I call the crutch weapon in games, the weapon that everybody uses because it's the best gun in the game and they play to win, and you know that's what they're all about. You know, I've never shared that mentality. I think it's a gun that needs to be nerfed, and no matter how many times they nerf it, it's never enough. And frankly, I would just love to see it just gone for Battlefield 1. But you know, with the limited number of guns we have, that's probably never going to happen. But what my biggest gripe about it is just how accurate it is at range. I can't tell you how many times I've engaged a guy with the Hellriegel, you know, at say 50 yards. I mean, a good medium range distance. Oh, Dreadnought, yeah, that's good stuff. Yeah, you engage a Hellriegel guy, but a medium range distance, a distance at which your weapon should shine every time, and I can't tell you how many times I get destroyed by a Hellriegel in those positions. So, again, that's my criticism of the weapon. It's far too accurate. The spread on it is too good. It literally needs double the recoil that it has now, and it needs to have an increase in spread. And then at that point, maybe people will start using other guns. But in the end, until they do something, and then adding the defensive variant with 120 rounds in it, give me a break. I mean, that thing has more offensive potential than most LMGs have. So anyway, that's my soapbox about the damn Hellriegel. I could go on all day about that gun. It just enrages me to other. So you can kind of see here where this map's wrapping up. I mean, we got substantial ticket lead here. Again, anytime I'm trying to push up, we still can't take this position F. I said Echo earlier, but I mean, this is a Foxtrot position. This is good gameplay. Really enjoyed this. This ferocious fighting on here. Look again, there's your boy. The ferocious fighting and this intensity of it. Even though the Dreadnought's out there, I still think it adds a kind of a cool effect to the game. I mean, it's another thing you got to think about, that the Dreadnought is just pounding this position, and you know, it is a threat. So you don't want to stay in one place too long. You can see I still use the HE mortar. Again, I think it's weak. It should not take, you know, 5-6 rounds to take out one tank, and that's assuming you land every shot. I mean, my biggest gripe about the mortar is just that its travel time is too long in the air, and it's not accurate at all. You can be right over your reticle will be right over a target and land 50 feet to the right of it and not even get close. It's really aggravating, and I think it should do a little more damage towards infantry as well. There you see my buddy just went down. Look at this blood splatter right in my face, right in the middle of my field of view. I'm like, this is just, these little things like this they're a consideration. I mean, that right there is throwing off my aim. It's like, this is not clearing. This blood splatter right in my face. Get cleaned up by the Hellregal again for the 3rd time in a row. But, you know, keep rolling with it. I only think it died like 7 times in this whole gameplay, so it's still realizing right here, this is where, you know, we have to forfeit the position, we have to fall back. We're going to take this this elevation advantage, look over, and now we have the advantage because this enemy's trying to push up the elevation up these hills towards us on position Charlie. So this is where I like to get up on this rock and really just take out these guys pushing up here, because again, this is where it's about knowing where your weapon's strengths are to your advantage, and this weapon's just deadly at these kind of ranges right here. As you can see, a guy come up in a Jeep. I'm going to take out both these guys. The guy in the back, no problem. I don't even have to reload here. Take out the driver as well. It's just that deadly accuracy of this weapon, and again, get sniped across the map, because you know this map, people, snipers, hats off to you. You know, if you want to sit back at golf and snipe away all match, I guess you know, if you can't win, you may as well try to get some farm kills. These are the things that aggravate me. Sorry guys, I can't help but, you know, restrain myself. But the Hellregal spam, this sniper spam this game, I mean, as you see in my gameplay, airplane, I mean, I really love getting up in the action, taking objectives, playing the objective, and getting, you know, putting myself in a position where I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a lot of times where you have no choice but to expose yourself to sniper fire, and you do the best you can to mitigate it. But in the end, I mean, snipers are so powerful in this game. The number of one-shot kills in this game is just ridiculous. So you see here the HE motor. I'm trying to get this artillery tank here. Sometimes you gotta lead the target, but again, it finally disabled it after what, 4 hits there, and then I don't even think I take it out on the fish shell. Well, I guess I do. Again, landing 5 shots. Again, this is where this weapon really shines. That sniper's still out there, so again, I got pulled back and take cover. Reassess the flanks on the right. Buddy and Ryder's here, telling them pull back here, get away from it all, because they're pushing up hard. And when you don't have an advantage like that, you got to know it. Don't be stubborn. You know, just pull back, recess. Try to live. You know, you can always fight another day. Know when you're at tactical disadvantage, and I mean, I'm guilty of it, just like anybody, being overly aggressive. This team pushing up here on the left, and thankfully I got some guys, random squad mates here, that are good about reviving. Because I'm going to come back and enact some revenge on that sniper. So Battlefield, I mean, what do you guys think about where it's at right now? I think it's been way too long for new DLC. That's been my biggest criticism lately. Teabags are in effect. I think they really should have put out this latest, was this in the name of the Czar DLC? It should have came out months ago. This is really a big drought right now with this game in terms of content. I am looking forward to some new content, and particularly some new weapons. I know there's that new LMG weapon with a box magazine on the side that has like little, almost looks like the Benet here, but this has a little box of magazines, so you can have much more fire potential with that weapon compared to this. So I'm interested in trying that. But you know, in the end, I think this is one of the criticisms DICE really is really brought on their own. Oh man, this is good gameplay here. I mean, this airplane's flying over, tanks pushing up, guys pushing up. Trying to watch the flank here. I know there's snipers out there. I mean, this explosions, the fire. I mean, I really love this game. It's a good Battlefield game. It really is, guys. I mean, criticism aside, but like I say, I think DICE brought a little unnecessary criticism on themselves by not releasing more content sooner. Because let's face it, gamers' attention nowadays, I don't know what's happened to this generation of gamers, but you know, the expectations are much higher. You know, the criticism is much more involved. Everybody expects everything to be free and stuff come out very quickly. So, you know, I think it's a legitimate concern that Battlefield 1 hasn't had more content sooner, and I share that criticism. And I think DICE could have done something to bring some more content sooner. Because at its core, this is a good game. I mean, it's boots on the ground, it's solid gameplay, it looks great. It's the best looking Battlefield I've ever played. I really enjoy this game. Just have fun playing it. It's just a fun Battlefield. But it does lack content. It does lack weapons. And I mean, those are things you just can't let go. I know some people like the less is more mentality. But there's a lot of people like myself that, I mean, I have 8,000 kills with the same gun. It feels a little, it can feel a little dry at times. But I do love this gun, and that's why I keep going to it. But like I say, I'm looking for new content, so if you guys have been away from Battlefield, maybe come back to it and try it out there. Of course, we have Destiny 2 coming out soon. I might try that on PC. I just can't get over a console being 30 frames a second. I can't go from this beautiful game at like 4K resolution and 60 frames a second and then play Destiny 2, which in my opinion is much less graphically superior game compared to this at 30 frames a second. So I might have to go to PC on that. Again, here, look at this. Benamer say, finally pushed up on golf. I mean, how long has it taken us in this gameplay to get up to the fortress here? And just watch this range again. 2 snipers up there. There you go. I mean, it takes a lot of bullets. I mean, it took 15 rounds basically to take that guy out. I mean, not all of them were hitting. But the accuracy of this weapon, sustained fires you see, I was just full-on automatic at that range, bipod up. The versatility of this weapon is unmatched by anything I've seen in the game. So, enough harping about that. In the gameplays to come, I've got a lot of gameplays of just beast scores, 70 kills in Conquest, those kind of gameplays with me running this weapon. So you'll see me showcasing this from now on. And also let me know what you guys think about commentary. Do you want me to commentate through the whole video? It's a long time for me to commentate. I don't want to be, you know, drowning out your ears. But I do want to get some gameplays up there, just me playing with this class, because frankly there's not many YouTubers out there that run this stuff. I watch some guys, you know, with like these clickbait titles, like, you know, a 45 kill streak gameplay, and then you open it and you see them just running a pickup class, basically with a huge teammate squad support healing them and stuff. I really don't think it's that impressive. I just don't, and you know, the level caps and the X factors out there, I mean, they just don't even upload Battlefield 1 gameplay much anymore, because they're all about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which to me is just boring as hell to watch. In terms of the graphics, the gameplay, it's very campy. It's just not for me. I know a lot of you guys out there probably share my criticisms of that as well. And you're just a Battlefield player. You always have been. You always will be. So, you know, my goal is to bring you gameplay that's quality over quantity, that has some meatiness to it, that has some good gameplay, and it's, like I say, support. Not many guys do it. So, you know, that's where I shine. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I'll try to, again, like I said, get some up here soon. I'll wrap it up here with me just positioning up towards their spawn, just to kind of show you again the effectiveness of this weapon, taking out snipers at range, and just being a threat on the battlefield. So I really enjoyed this gameplay. I hope you guys could maybe learn some just overall strategy and tips just watching me play, as opposed to me kind of walking you through step by step. Like I said, survivability series, I've really enjoyed doing that, but the level of editing involved is very time extensive. So I'm just trying to kind of show you just overall how I position myself in the battlefield, and maybe you can kind of see how I think and how I play. I'm pulling back there and taking fire, and I wanted to get that last kill, but honestly I probably wouldn't have lived. That guy was already aiming down scopes, and the scope clip was there. But 54-7, enjoy the gameplay. Like I said, I've got gameplays of more to come in terms of higher kills than even this. So PTFOing. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the battlefield.